What's going on, everybody? I'm going to be doing a Darkest Dungeon run on the highest difficulty on Stygian. This is one of my favourite games of all time. I've got about 550 hours in this game. Was absolutely obsessed with it for a good 2 or 3 years. Haven't really played it much recently. I think the last time I did a run was probably well over a year ago. Yeah, 26th of March last year, so well over a year. I'm just going to jump straight in. So, as I said, I've played this a hell of a lot. I've done Blood Moon on Stygian. I've done endless runs up to about 400 or 500. I was just absolutely obsessed. I think it's an amazing game. I love the aesthetic. I love everything about it. Let's just get started. If you've never played it before, don't worry. It'll all start to make sense. I'll try and talk through it as I'm playing. I'm going to switch off the Crimson Court. I don't like it. As I said, I've played through it. I've completed it. I find it to be just a little bit invasive when you're trying to play. I don't like that the bloodsuckers show up in all the different regions. I don't really like any of the trinkets or rewards that you get from the Crimson Court. I don't think there's that many decent ones. So I'm going to do a Stygian run without it on. If it goes well, if people enjoy it, I'll do one with Crimson Court on as well. I'm not averse to playing it. I'd rather not. We'll leave everything else on. Sorry, I've got a cat sitting directly on me trying to get in the way. It's Rascal, being a rascal. We'll leave Flagellant on, Shieldbreaker, all the different classes. Musketeer is just a reskinned Arbalest, but it's cool anyway, so I'm going to keep that on. Colour of Madness, I'm also going to keep on the DLC where you go into the Hamlet and you can do endless runs. I think it's a more fun DLC than Crimson Court, and it doesn't get in the way as much as Crimson Court either. You can basically opt into it when you feel like it. So we'll leave that on too. Districts... yeah, more content is good, so let's leave that too. Let's just jump straight in. And we're going for Stygian, the absolute hardest. Let's go. We'll call it Darkest Duel House. Here we go. Hey, Rascal.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Here we go, the old road. I will be nicknaming characters and hopefully not killing them along the way. So if you would like a character nicknamed after you, then let me know. Otherwise, I will be naming them after all my favourite people. The Joes, the Hoyles, the Mindatus of the world. The Jerks, the Hoyles, the JJs. The Roos, the Ricks. I would normally not change Dismaster Renaud's name.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
Because Renaud and Dismaster kind of like the OG characters.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Okay, so these first battles sort of just play themselves out. So we're going to go for the stun. Nice. What a start. There we go. Killed him in one turn.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious
This
killer.
thing, don't interact with it. Not good. Just don't do it. You'll regret it. Trust me.
An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Okay, right. I would like to get to that guy, but I don't think I'm going to. So we'll probably just cut through this big fella. So the first couple of dungeons, you don't have the ability to change your abilities. You unlock that as you go through the game. So for the time being, we're just going to be making do with what we have here, which is going to be open vein to get some bleed on this guy. And we're just going to be hitting him as hard as we can. We should be fine unless we get crit. Famous last words in Darkest Dungeon. We should be fine. There we go. That's him dealt with. He'll die to bleed. And I can't reach him with our Crusader, so we'll just move him to the front.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Let's go Zero Darkness. I can't remember if you can get better loot on these first two battles, but we'll go for it anyway. So the light level in Darkest Dungeon is quite important. If you've never played before, I'll explain this. So the higher the light, the less stress you get, the more accurate your moves are. But you also have a lower crit chance, and you get not as impressive loot. We've currently got it at Zero Darkness, which, as you can see, it says that the loot that we get and the crit chance, like that, is much better. And there we go. We got some deeds and some portraits. They're going to be very important. So we're probably going to be doing a full light run. I'm not going to go for Zero Darkness run because I haven't played for a long time, and I'll probably mess it up pretty bad. But we will be manipulating the light as we go along. Okay, we've got Spiritual and Armor Tinker, both positives. Decent perks. That's very good, because we're going to be getting a what are the clerics called in Darkest Dungeon? We're going to get a priestess lady.
Welcome home.
Who's going to be
Such
healing
as it
us.
is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
So this is the hamlet. This is where all of our buildings will eventually be unlocked. We don't have much unlocked at the moment. Everything is locked for the first few quests, apart from the stagecoach.
Women
The Vestal.
and men,
Of course it's a
soldiers
Vestal.
and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
So this is where you get new recruits.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
And for the first round, you always get a Vestal and a Plague Doctor. Light sensitive, that's not great. You always get these, but their perks are random. So what have we got? Nymphomaniac, don't care about that. +2 speed if torches below 26, that's okay. And will not take part in prayer, fine. We've got Plague Grenade. What have we got on our Vestal? We've got both the heals. And we have some standard damage moves. Okay. So what I tend to do is I go for the roster increases as early as possible.
Ambition is stirring in distant cities. We can use this.
So now we have a maximum recruits of 17. We've just increased how many recruits we can have. I might upgrade Stagecoach Network once, but otherwise I'll be saving my deeds and portraits and shields and things for other buildings once they get unlocked. So I think that's all you can do for now.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
So we'll try and keep the graveyard empty.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
This is just where you can see previous things that have happened through your run. Or will happen in future. Hopefully.
Trinkets and charms, gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth.
This is a nomad wagon. I very rarely use this. She will, every round, every time you go to a dungeon and return, she will get some new trinkets that you can equip, but they're quite expensive until you upgrade this a lot. And to be honest, the shields are better spent elsewhere, so I tend to ignore the nomad wagon. I go for
a mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Thank you, narrator. I tend to go for just the guaranteed trinkets from doing the quests and focus on those. Here we go. Here's the Red Hook team comp. Few team comps have different names. There we go. Usual suspects. That isn't one because putting the Highwayman there's not that good. So we're going to put our Plague Doctor in the back. And she is going to hit with the Plague Grenade, probably just spam that, and Battlefield Medicine. The other two abilities, I may use Disorienting Blast, just to hit rank 2. And Emboldening Vapors is okay if you can get an opportunity to use it. So we'll keep Dismas in rank 2. He's got quick reflexes as well, and hard noggin, that's great. He's probably just going to be spamming Open Vein, to be honest, until we get some more abilities unlocked. Reynard is going to be staying right here on the front row. Always starts with Klepto. I think they actually always start with these abilities, Dismas and Reynard. Warrior of Light, yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. So he's basically going to be our stun bot at the front. He's going to be using Smite and Stunning Blow repeatedly. Zealous Accusation is not that great. I'll explain why when an opportunity comes up. Let's go for it.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Okay, so I'm going to take... let's be safe, let's take 10 food. I think I can manage with 6 torches. This is only a short one, isn't it? We'll take... I think this first dungeon is actually set out specifically. It's not randomly generated, but I don't want to be that guy who just goes online and finds all the details. So we'll go for this. Take a few torches. I think I can do with 1 key actually. I'll take 1 herbs, 2 holy water. Do I need a bandage? Let's see, we're in the ruins, so we'll take 1 just to be safe, but I don't think I need 1. I've got Battlefield Medicine on the Plague Doctor. That'll do it for provisions. We're going to try and save as much money as possible. As I get back into the groove of this, I should get more of an idea of what I'm going to be taking each run, but it has been a very long time since I played Darkest Dungeon. So this is all coming back to me. I'm probably going to be a bit error prone in the first couple of dungeons. Let's go, see what we got in here. Free torch.
Hacks laden with loot are often low on supplies.
We'll play it safe, we'll keep the light up. We are on Stygian, so... Okay, this should be pretty straightforward.
confidence surges as the enemy
First real
crumbles.
battle. Okay, go for the stun. Nice. Plague Doctor's going to struggle to hit rank 1. So we will go for... We'll try and get a crit heal to heal some of this stress that we begin with. It's probably the best thing to do in this situation. And the Plague Doctor goes first again. Okay.
Press this advantage. Give them no
There we go.
quarter.
Nicely done.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
This could be trapped. It's not. Good.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Decent treasure there. And we've scouted. That's always useful. So the scout chance is based on what champs you have in your roster, and sometimes some trinkets can increase it as well. These things that we just got, this is treasure. Sell it for gold. You can use gold to upgrade your equipment, your skills, or the buildings in the hamlet. These things with the purple outline, busts, portraits, paintings, and a secret fourth thing that I've forgotten. They're used to upgrade buildings
Even the cold
in the hamlet.
stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Okay, so just looking at our map, we can see we've got a battle on the next tile. So we'll get the torches back up. Right, this one should be a little bit more difficult because there's a cultist in the back. And we want to avoid as much stress damage as possible early on. So, we're going to target this guy. Or gal. I think it's a gal. Just looking at the... Yeah, it's a gal. Okay, she's going to die to Blight. So, we'll hit the soldier next. Or not. Our first miss. And it's responded to with
Slowly,
another miss.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
Okay. We will go for the stun on you. We go and shuffle him too. I don't think that makes too much of a difference. And we'll try and stun you again. Brilliant. Good stuff. That's not going to do much. Let's get the heal on Renard. Can we grape shot them both? We can.
As the fiend falls, a faint
Okay,
hope
so now we
blossoms.
stun this guy. He's got stun resist, so there's not much point trying to get him again with the stun. So you see, when we hover over the ability, it's got a 100% stun base chance. Oop, excuse me. This guy has got 60% stun resist currently, so that's going to have a 40% chance to stun. It's probably not worth. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to buff Renard, and we're going to try and one-shot him. Easy.
Their formation is broken.
GG.
Maintain the offensive.
Onwards we go. I normally go this way. I don't know why. It just feels better for some reason. Is Renard gonna steal? He is. He stole a holy
Finding
water
stuff is only
and
the
some
first
beads.
test. Now it must be
Because
carried
he's got
home.
this negative quirk, kleptomaniac, which means he has a random chance to just take some items for himself and not share them with me or the rest of his party. It's really annoying, and I'm going to try and get rid of it as soon as possible. Okay. We will probably try and kill the Arbalist first. Try and get him down to 4, but I don't think I'll be able to. No. Okay, let's stun some enemies. So we need 2 damage on him. Let's go for the grape shot.
A death by inches.
So I can use the keyboard to select these. What I was thinking though is just for now, I'm going to sort of make it quite clear which ones I'm picking so that it will hover over them for a bit so that you can get an idea of what the abilities do. I'm just being nice like that. Okay, so he's stunned this round. We've got Renard left, so we'll try and kill this one with Renard. And let's just go for a big heal on Junior. Sorry, Watao, our Vestal. I sometimes call them by their like their canon names. So this is Renard, Dismas, Junior, Junior. I can never remember the Plague Doctor. It's something that's like 4 syllables and begins with a P. Just call her Plague Doctor.
Destroy.
She's best waifu. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's just keep trying to go for a heal. If we get a crit heal, it will also heal some stress. And he's down. Okay, that's pretty good.
Seize this
Some
momentum.
deeds.
Push on to the task's end.
Right, if I remember correctly, so when you come across curios like this and things in dungeons, you can interact with them with different items in your inventory. So I think the holy fountain is holy water. I could go and look these up, but I'm going to try and remember from memory, so I might get some of these wrong throughout the playthrough, but I'm going to try my best not to look anywhere online and spoil things. There we go, a big crit heal, and it heals some stress as well. That's what we get for getting it right. That was great. Ooh, treasure. And a curio. I could backtrack, but let's go this way. So there's a trap on the floor. We have to go past it. So different heroes have different abilities to disarm. The highwayman, being a rogue, is a little bit better at trap disarmament. 90% chance. You'd be amazed how often you fail that. It's about 50-50. There's a lot of 50-50s in Darkest Dungeon. We can keep going for now with the light low. In fact, let's pop it up because we're going to do it in a second anyway, and you get more stress as the torches are lower. Right, keep it at 100. Sorry, 90. Have 1 torch left, and I've probably got to make it to there. That's fine. We'll be okay. Okay, so based on what we said so far, we're more worried about the stress than the damage. Everybody's full health, and stress carries over to future dungeons. So we're going to kill the acolyte first, or not? We're going to try to, because maybe it's actually worth doing this. Go for the stun on her, and then bring her into range of everybody else. What does this do actually? Minus 20 dodge. Yeah, we'll use that on the acolyte. Okay, I'm going to try and stun this guy. 90% accurate, 25% chance to fail the stun. And then we'll try and take out the cultist with Dismas before she moves. And I think our Plague Doctor's pretty quick. 7 speed. That's a tie. 7 speed on Dismas. The Vestals are pretty slow. Okay, he resisted. That's probably okay. So let's hope for some decent damage here. 6. I don't have any damage, do I, on the And the Plague Doctor. What do we need? We need 6. What's your stun resist? 75%. She'll probably get a turn in. Okay, just going to move us around. Unfortunately for you, I've got some terrible abilities on my Vestal, so I can actually hit you from the front row. Weren't expecting that, were you? The Vestal tends to be a rank 3 or 4 character. You wouldn't normally run Mace Bash on a Vestal. Right, we'll go for the stun again. Resisted again. And he's going first this round. That was a bit unlucky. Let's start moving you back. And we'll heal the bleed with battlefield medicine. Okay, so this guy's dead. He's going to die to the blight. He's got 4 HP. So we can buff our torch a little bit with Renard. There we go. Bulwark of Faith gives you plus 24 to the torch. It's quite useful. And then I guess we heal Ismus with this.
The slow death. Unforeseen.
Okay, got a few trinkets. Default party order. Party. So what have we got? Bleed resist. This one's pretty decent actually. Although disease resist is bad. I'm not worried about bleed or blight actually in this dungeon. And this is a trinket specifically for the Houndmaster. Doesn't matter who I open this with. Let's pop the key in there, in this big chest. There we go. Got some more stuff. Right, let's eat a little bit of food. We've got 2 hunger checks available. I'm not too worried about that curio. Let's just get this first dungeon over with. Got 1 torch left. And Renard's going to steal again. So he stole 4 deeds from us so far this run. So you'll see why that's such a hated negative quirk. It's really, it starts to build up quite quick. First hunger check. This is why you bring food. Those are sort of random. They're not quite random. They're sort of random. So you have to be prepared for them. You will get hunger checks. Right, okay, our quest is complete. I think the quest was to explore 90% of the rooms in the ruins. But I'm going to continue because I've got a shovel to clear this, and this is a treasure room. So I want to have a sneaky look at what's inside there. And we'll just make the most of all of our stuff here. Right, we're not going to get any more hunger checks, so let's eat our food and get a bit healthier for this fight. I don't know if I need the holy water, probably won't. Let's go, let's find out. Whew. Okay, this could be pretty stressful. We need to kill the bone courtier as quick as possible. So let's get some minus dodge on him so we can hit him a bit easier. Nice. And then a plague grenade. And he's done. Good. So a bit less worried about stress now. I'll go for the Arbalist next. Have the same stun resist? Okay. Okay, so we'll try and stun this guy. I think the Arbalist has higher crit. The Bone Soldier might have quite high crit as well. I can't remember, and it isn't actually shown anywhere. Okay, got it.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Okay, and then let's spread our stuns out. So this guy's got the resist, so we'll go for the Bone Soldier. I think we're going to be fine this fight, so I'm going to go for some party heals, some party crits, sorry.
The wounds of war can be
Every time you crit your own party with a heal, they get a stress heal. Every time a hero crits an enemy, they get a personal stress heal. And every time they are crit themselves by an enemy, they get a heal. So it's quite useful to crit. There we go, we got a crit. There you go, 4 stress heal, look. It's not amazing, but it's pretty decent. So this guy's going to attack. Actually, his stun resist has gone back down, hasn't it? So let's go for the stun on him. And we're just trying to chain the stuns, keep them going. Which does more damage? Pistol shot or open vein? About the same. Open vein's got a better chance to hit, so we'll go for that. Go for the party heals. Another crit on Dismas. There we go, he's down to 1 stress. It's pretty good. We can use him in the next run if he manages to stay okay for the rest of this fight. 75% chance. Let's go for the Vapors on Dismas. Probably got a better chance of just outright killing this guy. There we go. Nice. Just keep healing. Dodge. Nice. Okay, so I'll let's go pitch black and let's try and get a stun on this fella. Very good. Yeah, big crits. Fully healed. That's one of the things I love about the Highwayman. He crits quite a lot, so he manages to manage his own stress a little bit better than some other heroes who do not crit quite as often. Okay, so we got a key and we're going to use it on this. And it's pitch black, so should get some decent loot. Very decent loot. Brilliant. And that'll do it for this dungeon. Let's complete our quest. This is all the treasure we get. And we are going to get some perks, good or bad. That's okay. Obsessed with Sainthood. Try and get rid of that. +1 speed if below 50 HP, that's fine. Slow draw on a Vestal is actually okay. It's not bad. So if you get crit on the first turn by something just out of nowhere, then she's going last, so she'll be able to heal it. Fairweather Fighter, +20% damage. On a Plague Doctor, they don't really care about base damage. They do their damage through blights, so that's not that great. On something like the Bounty Hunter or a Hellion or the Highwayman, that would be really cool, but Plague Doctor, not so much. It's better than a negative, so we'll take it.
The tents are pitched, banners fly, and the corpse wagons stand at the ready.
I thought I turned off the Butcher's
The
Circus.
circus has come to town.
I guess not. I never go in it. It's like a multiplayer thing that I'm not that interested in. Okay, let's check out who we got in our stagecoach as new recruits. We got a shield breaker from the DLC. Okay. Damage in ruins, that's really good for the shield breaker. She does blight damage, she likes the ruins and the cove. Stress eater, not a fan of. Will only visit the brothel for stress relief. That's manageable, that's okay.
Shifting, swaying. She mesmerizes her prey before the final strike.
And a second crusader. Oh, he's got the yips. Okay, he's terrible. But we'll take him for now.
A mighty sword arm anchored by holy purpose. A zealous warrior.
We'll upgrade our stagecoach. What else can we do? Have we just got the Abbey and the tavern?
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
So the Abbey and the tavern are stress relief buildings. If I wanted to, for example, send Carbonell to get rid of that stress that's been carried over from the last dungeon, I would probably send her to the bar because it's the cheapest. There is chances for good or bad things to happen in these places. Obviously, like you go to the gambling hall, you can win some money, you can lose some money. You can lose trinkets too. It's risky. Places like the brothel, they can get stuck there for weeks on end if they get an obsession with someone. Same for the Abbey.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight.
The Abbey
calls to the
faithful, and it's very much, it's quite similar. Like you can go into meditation for several weeks if they get obsessed with it, and all the other things have negatives, and I think some of them have positives too. Don't tend to get many positives. We've got some trinkets. They're all not great. So we can only go to the ruins again currently. And we've got 4 different options for missions. Do we not unlock the guild yet? No. So I've still got only my base abilities. This Crusader doesn't have Stunning Blow, so I don't want to use him. The Shield Breaker's not that bad, and she's got Runes Tactician. I might take her. So this might be a week for just getting rid of the stress off the Plague Doctor. And let's have a think about what... So you should always do this first. You should always plan your week ahead before you do anything in town. So let's choose where we're going. And I normally do this based on, 1, the length of the dungeon. Like, I don't really want to be going for long dungeons yet because I don't have a team comp that I'm comfortable with. Medium might be okay. It's going to have to be okay because they're all mediums. And then the second thing is if there's any trinkets that we want. So let's see what we've got. The Worry Stone, that's awful. Gambler's Charm is okay. I mean, I'd rather something else. The Brace, 10 accuracy to range skills, -2 dodge. That's fine. Minus 10% stress, +4 accuracy. Book of Relaxation's decent. -4 dodge. You wouldn't even notice that. You'll notice the accuracy gain more than you'll notice the dodge loss, and it's good for stress as well. So I think we'll go for this. Get some portraits, although the deeds are tempting. 5 deeds is pretty tempting. So I think deeds we will use to upgrade, I think it's the blacksmith, and portraits is the guild. The blacksmith gives you better equipment. See, we've not got very good equipment right now. And the guild will give you better abilities. They're both very useful. Should probably max them both out before you max out anything else in town. I'm going to go for this one. So we need to start thinking about team comps. So you're a lock-in for rank 1. And I think it's going to look like this. I think we're putting a highwayman in rank 3. And we're going to have a dancing shield bearer here in rank 2. So she jumps forward with Pierce, she jumps forward with Puncture. It's going to take her in front of our Crusader. And then she can move back with Expose, but it's not great. And Captivate, she wants to be using this from rank 2 to blight things. And it can blight rank 3 as well, so it's actually quite decent. Yeah, that's fine. Renard, our Crusader, can work from rank 2, so her dancing in front of him is not going to be too much of an issue. Do I want to take any of these? Move resist, -1 speed, not really. Maybe on... Actually, maybe on our Crusader. Maybe on our Vestal. She's going last round 1. She's definitely going last. This is still not ideal though, because she's basically just a heal bot. But I would rather have the damage from Dismas than the damage from the Vestal. So I think this is fine. So this is a medium, so we need to take a bit more with us. We'll take 16 food, 3 shovels. Let's do our torches before I forget. I normally overdo it on torches, to be honest. I've got Dismas, Renard with Bulwark, haven't I? But I don't have Dazzling Light, which is... I'm not really going to use Bulwark unless I have to. How much is a torch? 75. Fuck it. We'll take that money. Take 3 holy water. I'm going to take 3 keys just in case we find something useful. I'm really kind of overdoing it with provisions, but the early game, these first couple of dungeons where we don't have any unlocked abilities to better form a team comp, like I don't even have a Duelist Advance or anything yet, or the Vestal Stun. These are the dungeons that you really want to play safe in, so I think overdoing it is better than underdoing it. Right, that's what I'm going to take. I'm going to take a very short break. I'm just going to grab a drink and then we will start the second dungeon.